Hey guys, welcome back to Film Fanatics. Right now, we're gonna do a review of the new DC movie, Shazam 2, or Shazam Fury of the Gods. Look at that.
There he is,
poster.
Mr. Levi, suited up.
Yes, we're gonna talk a little bit about Shazam and why we have some controversial opinions on it, apparently. So, are you ready to get started, Gal?
Yeah, Shazam Fury of the Gods came out this week, and I have some thoughts.
Okay, do you want to start? Let's talk a little bit about Shazam 1 first, because it's same director, most of the same actors, same writers, all that. I love Shazam 1. What do you think about Shazam 1?
I think it's great. I mean, David F. Sandberg came off of his short film Lights Out, which he then turned into the movie.
Great
and
movie.
then Annabelle Creation.
Haven't seen it.
Me neither. Then he did Shazam 1 and 2. First of all, David F. Sandberg, you're always welcome on the show. He's always like
Yes,
joining the channels and stuff. Pony Smasher on Instagram, so we really admire him. And he provided the voice of Mr. Mind in Shazam. So yeah, first Shazam, I think it's still in the top 3. I think DCEU. I just thought it was really well realized. It kind of felt like in the vein of Spider-Man Homecoming. Like the teenage feeling, the irreverence of it, and I thought it was such a well-realized style, and it wasn't too caught up in other things like some of the other properties were, because like in Batman v Superman, they were caught up with the Justice League setup and all this stuff, and Shazam just felt really pure, and I feel like it's one of the more rewatchable DCEU movies.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually rewatched it this week to prepare for the second one, and I had a blast. It's such a good family movie, and which is weird, like not a lot of superhero movies, geared towards like families, and I really like that factor, even though it's so creepy at points, and you
Yeah,
can
it's
really
still a
see.
PG-13 movie.
I know, but you can really see Sandberg's like background in some
Yeah,
of the shots.
when Dr. Savannah sends like the 7 deadly sins to eat his family in the office.
Yeah, that office scene, I have no idea how that got approved, but I loved it. Great. So we're both big Shazam fans. I also happen to like him from before, like comics, cartoons, all that shit. I think he's a great character.
Yeah, in the comics he's played by Brie Larson.
What? Oh,
No, because
Yeah.
he's called Captain Marvel.
yeah, that was a whole thing, and they even make a joke about it, I think, in this movie, and yeah, it's never not weird that his first name was Captain Marvel.
Indeed.
Anyway, so let's get on with Shazam 2 itself. Like we said, directed by David F. Sandberg, which, as we mentioned, Lights Out, the first Shazam, Annabelle, and I'm a real fan of his directing style. I think he blends in, like I said, the family style with like some creepy, like horror styles really well. Like those unicorns in this movie are so fucking scary.
Let me tell you a bit of a story. So me and Alan go to this movie, and I didn't look at a single Twitter reaction, single Rotten Tomatoes score or review, and I've been doing that more lately, and I think it really pays off. Because I walked out and I'm like, I predict this movie has an RT score of around 85. And I opened the Rotten Tomatoes out of curiosity, and it says 58. And I'm like, damn. Because I really enjoyed Shazam Fury of the Gods. I think it had, slightly worse CGI and slightly worse themes than the first movie. But it took everything that was really well realized about the first movie and gave you that same sweetness here. Yeah, the villains are cheesy, but I like that it was kind of cartoonish with some of the effects with the villains. And, it seems like everyone's having a lot of fun, and it made me really laugh. Like, there's some scenes and some lines that are like belly laugh. And I think a lot of superhero movies attempt that now. And Shazam 2 honestly nailed all the humor.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, when I walked in, I actually had seen a couple of reactions. They were okay. The Rotten Tomatoes that I have seen was still like up in like the 68s or something like that. That was the last one I saw before I walked in, because I saw it like a couple of days before. And yeah, I don't understand it. I think this is one that we're gonna have a weird opinion on, because we actually love this movie. We had a great time. We watched it together. We didn't get to record a reaction for this one, but if we had, it would have been like, we would have been thrilled. Yeah, I really don't get the criticisms of this movie that much. I think it was a really fun ride, honestly.
I mean, I think a lot of the criticisms that people have for this movie, you could totally apply to Mark Strong's character and Dr. Sivana, because I don't really love Dr. Sivana in the first movie or Mark Strong's performance. Like, he does the job. And that's what, like, some of the effects in this movie have. Is like, there's that silliness to it. I know it doesn't look amazing, but I feel like it was still rooted in this. Also, because they're all suiting up now, that really adds to a family dynamic and they really grow.
Yeah. I want to press against you in one point. I think the CGI in this movie is great. I don't know if it's because I'm done with Marvel CGI for like the past few months, and Quantum Mania was hell to watch. But I thought the CGI was amazing in this movie. Like, it really captured what they were trying to do, like this more fantastical superhero.
It's not that it didn't fit. It's just like the bridge.
I didn't think it was bad CGI, honestly.
Okay.
But I thought it was pretty good. And yeah, I think this movie is being victim of its release window and like what came before. Like, there's nobody knows what the hell is happening with DC right now. Not even the fans know what the hell is happening. So for normies, it must be like even like weirder. The critics turned on it, I believe, because there's fatigue going on. Like, I'm sure of it. I'm sure people are getting fatigued from superhero movies, and Ant-Man didn't help anything. And I think if this movie came out in like, I think the first one came out on Christmas, I think that would have been better, because
first one came out in like March or April, bro.
Really? But it was a Christmas movie, wasn't it? So that's probably why.
I think.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one had also a weird release date, because I remember it was also sandwiched between a lot of big movies, and it also didn't make a lot of money. And this one's going to be the same situation. It's sandwiched between huge movies. For some reason, Warner Brothers scheduling is horrible.
But here's the thing, like, Shazam has always been meant to be cute. Like, I think, like, we got the point that it was supposed to be this cute thing.
I don't think so, because like that's what you were talking to me about Ant-Man, and I think it still should have been a better movie than it was.
I mean, like,
and the character's supposed to be cute, whatever, but it's a good movie. Like, it's unless are we tripping balls here? What's happening? Did we see a different movie?
I just feel like, I don't know, I felt like it had the same good style of the first movie. And if you're judging it based on where it's going to fit in the DCEU, I think you're missing the point of a movie standing on its own. Like,
no, I don't mind that much.
First of all,
I don't think that's really the problem here.
Yeah,
I think people don't like the movie in general. I don't think it has to do that much with the DCEU.
But first of all, let's talk about the cast. There was a lot of not complaints, just like some people saying that Zachary Levi and Asher Angel didn't really make a unified performance in the last movie, which I agree with more in the first movie.
No, I think this one also doesn't help that much in that regard. Asher Angel is in like 3 minutes of this movie.
I think that helped because Zachary Levi was a lot better, which I hate to say, but I felt like Asher Angel in the first movie comes in and he's like, you know, this guy who's a foster kid and he's lost. And then you have Zachary Levi and he's like Deadpool / Spider-Man. And then Asher Angel starts to catch up to that. So I thought it was a wise choice to put Levi in it a lot more because, for example, Jack Dylan Grazer and Adam Brody, that's perfect. Like, they work together wonderfully and they really fit each other.
See, for me, I understand that they are perfect. Like, they're basically the same person, which is really odd. Like, even in real life, they kind of like, they really look like the same person. It's crazy. And so I definitely think they have more of a unified presence than Zachary Levi and Asher Angel. But I will say, I also think they also did a bit of an unbalanced thing here. And I get it because I think Zachary Levi and Jack Dylan Grazer are the actual leads of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Asher Angel and Adam Brody kind of get the shaft in this movie a little bit. Like, you don't see Adam Brody a lot. I love him so much. I want to see him in everything.
He's great in Ready or Not. Shout out.
He's great in the OC. Seth Cohen is forever embedded in my mind.
You lost your virginity. I was playing Magic the Gathering.
You still play Magic?
Yeah, but not as much.
So I think like if we get next movie, I want a little bit more of Asher and Adam. I think I was missing them a little bit.
Also, I think it was a wise choice to put Grace Caroline Curry as both versions of Mary in this movie. I think it really let her
I agree.
show both the talents. Like,
when do you think that's going to happen for the other ones? Because I have a feeling that if it does, I think the grown-up version is probably going to be the one staying.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, Zachary Levi would probably stay. Megan Good, first of all, loved her.
Yeah,
and
they
also
don't have to
Ross
worry
Butler.
about her for a long time.
I'm always rooting for Ross Butler also.
I love
He's
Ross
great.
Butler. He's great.
There's one scene that I love. I think it was in the end of the first movie where he makes the anime sound while he's shooting at one of the monsters.
Yeah,
I think that's the funniest thing in the whole movie, and it's such a blink or you'll miss it thing.
Yeah. No, he's great. There's like an episode of Men's Health, like they go into like his gym, like his personal gym, and it's like he's really funny, man.
He's been in a lot. He was in some shows that people no longer like Riverdale and 13 Reasons Why, but I think he has good things ahead of him.
I've watched both. I didn't finish Riverdale because Jesus, you needed like you needed courage to finish that. But
you need to lower your
but
self-worth.
he's great in both. Like
yeah, for sure.
He's the best part of 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, he's like that's why I said I'm always rooting for him, and I'm glad to see that he was in this movie quite a bit. Yeah. And Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, another newcomer is Rachel Zegler. We're not going to spoil who she's playing. She's high school student Anne. She is so good.
She's talented, man.
She's so talented. She was the perfect Maria in was it last year's or what is it 2 years
2021, like a year and a half ago now.
A year and a half ago, like in
But I mean, this is the kind of performance that just sends you straight to the top. She was incredible as Maria.
Yeah.
Like even my grandparents went with me to see the movie, said that she was like amazing.
She's great.
Yeah.
She makes that movie. I think like her performance and the visual style of the movie, it's like the main parts of it. Who plays her sister?
Ariana DeBose.
Wait,
it's not her sister though. It's
her aunt.
It's her brother's brother's girlfriend.
I haven't watched that movie in so long. Anyway, both these performances make that movie. I don't want to understate that other one. Okay, let's talk about the villains of the movie. Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu. Whoever had this idea, congrats, because it was pretty fun.
I think it was good casting. Yeah,
like I love Helen Mirren in anything. Lucy Liu is more of a hit or miss, I guess, because she has been in some cheese in the 2000s.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels.
But
honestly, I haven't watched it.
I have.
Only the Elizabeth Banks version.
I haven't watched that one. So they're great. I feel like they're doing the perfect, like especially Lucy Liu. Like people are complaining about her a lot online right now, but I think she's the perfect like cheesy comic book villain that we need in a family comic book movie like this.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I felt about Lucy Liu's performance.
But I loved Helen Mirren more.
Helen Mirren was great. Lucy Liu sometimes got a little too cheesy for me.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like she was in a different movie sometimes. Like she was in like a 90s Shazam movie.
Yeah, I felt like they made her like yell a lot and like be like really like enunciate and be super dramatic.
But I think it makes sense in the overall story. Like when you get to the end, we'll talk about it a little bit more in the spoiler section, why she's the way that she is.
Also, Jaimin Hansu is somehow alive.
Yes, and he's great again. He gets a lot more to do in this movie as well, which is good. Are you ready for some grades for Shazam? And then we'll go into some spoilers.
Okay, yeah. Listen, man, I think Shazam, besides like the Suicide Squad / Peacemaker, I think this is the best realized corner of the DCU. And they have this great little thing going for them here with these characters and their dynamic that even though the themes aren't as beautiful as like Zachary Levi and Jack Dylan Grazer training together in the first movie, there is some great heart there that I don't think the main Justice League quite reached, besides maybe the first Wonder Woman. And I hope James Gunn sees the potential here. I'm going to give Shazam! Fury of the Gods 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, so I'm going to disagree with you in the Justice League sense, but we're not going to have this fight again. I do believe a lot of those movies are really good. But I will agree with everything else you said. This movie is way better than I thought it was going to be. It's not as good as the first one. You are completely right about that one. But it comes really close. So I'll give it a 7.75 actually out of 10. And the first one is an 8.5 for me. So it's pretty close there. Are you ready to talk some spoilers?
Yeah.
So Gal complained about my spoiler decisions, so I created this. So there you go. So for now on, we're talking about spoilers, okay? Spoilers for Shazam! Fury of the Gods. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. It's a great film. Or maybe you hate it like the rest of the world apparently did. But hopefully you won't. So I wanted to start first with the ending. Because I really like the ending in this movie. Like the sacrifice play that Billy makes actually tugged on my heartstrings a little bit. Like we didn't have Alan crying this time, but it was damn close.
It was sad, but because it's a superhero movie, I know they were playing us. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I thought like, like maybe with the new DCU, they want to kill him off or something. Like they got me. They actually got me. The whole ending battle I thought was amazing actually. With the dragon loose in Philadelphia, like it was really fun. They made really good use of the city, and again, the CGI was really good in my opinion. I just really liked that final act, even though for a lot of people it might be where they dropped off. But yeah, that ending of that death leads us to a very predictable cameo.
Wolf Blitzer from CNN.
That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
I know. Like, it's been spoiled by the trailers because Warner Brothers got really scared when they saw the first numbers coming in. So they're like, oh, we need to do something about this. So they released a trailer or like a TV spot or something with Wonder Woman in it. And Wonder Woman is like in the final scene of the movie. So not a great plan. But I honestly liked her cameo. I thought she would come in for the battle. Like that was during the movie, that's what I thought she would come in.
I thought Dwayne Johnson was gonna come in.
No,
of
course. He hates the Shazam movies. That's been like well documented.
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought maybe he filmed something before. There was this whole beef with James Gunn subbing him out.
And you think they would James Gunn would like put him in the movie? No way.
Like they shot it, but I don't know.
Yeah, they could have shot everything they wanted. It wouldn't have gone to the movie.
I was being optimistic because they were like. It began with Black Adam being the villain of Shazam, but whatever. They have a great corner here. And yeah, Gal Gadot's in it, and she's a god.
Yeah, she's the only remaining... She's technically a demigod. She's the daughter of Zeus, but illegitimate daughter of Zeus, so some drama there.
Shazam's cousin. Because he has the powers of Atlas.
He has the powers. He's not his kid. Because Shazam has a huge crush on Wonder Woman, so that was pretty weird.
Oh my god, wait. The CGI in the restaurant scene, that got on my nerves.
That was weird. I didn't like that.
See, that I hated. Like, it didn't ruin the movie for me, but it definitely hurt
I think it was the
scene.
one scene that I had a problem with.
It definitely hurt the scene, because it was like... Yeah, I don't know.
But her real cameo was pretty fun. I love seeing Wonder Woman. I love seeing Gal Gadot. Mm-hmm. And since they're not rebooting, I really want her to stay. Like, honestly, I don't want a new Wonder Woman. So, even though I was the proponent of, like, full reboot, but if that's not happening, and we're not getting to keep our favorites, which are Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, let us keep her, which is, like, our third favorite.
Because there isn't really a defining Batman in culture, because there's been so many versions. I think Gal Gadot has done something to Wonder Woman, where she's been... Like she and the character are really associated in modern culture. I feel like it would be a shame to take her away.
Exactly. And I think to wrap up the discussion, I think we need to talk about where things are going, right? Because there's a lot of like, what the hell's happening with the DCU now? But I think Shazam is gonna stay. I don't think we'll get Shazam 3. I don't think this movie is making enough money for that. Mm-hmm. But I think Shazam will stay. The post-credit scene of the movie, the one that matters, not the joke one that we didn't even saw. There was another one, apparently. There was a joke with that caterpillar.
Yeah, Mr. Mind.
But that one. But the important one, which is setting up Shazam going to the Justice Society of America, which is ruled
Low-key,
by
I
Amanda
got more
Waller.
excited when Jennifer Holland and Steve Agee showed up than Wonder Woman. I don't know what that says about me.
That says
But-
about you that you only like the Suicide Squad out of the DCU.
I just love them because Peacemaker was fantastic.
Yeah, like I liked Peacemaker, but I'm not that high on him like you are. So for me, I was more excited to hear that they won him on the Justice Society of America.
Yeah.
And the Wonder Woman thing got me the most excited as well. So I don't like that he's not in the Justice League and they're seemingly not doing a Justice League movie. But does that mean that maybe the first group on James Gunn is going to be Justice Society instead of Justice League?
Could be, and then we'll see Aldous Hodge come back, and I guess Noah Centineo.
No, I don't think so. I think if they do that, maybe Aldous Hodge will come back. I don't think the other people are coming back.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Pierce Brosnan, but he died. But a version of him because he was so good. But I don't think the kids are coming back. I think he will be like a new Justice Society that's supposed to be kind of like the Justice League of this universe, I guess.
Right, or maybe something in the Authority movie, because he did say like, "Oh, there's a synonym, Authority Society." I thought that might have been a little Easter egg.
Maybe. But
yeah.
I feel like they should go for Justice League, and Shazam is a member of the Justice League, so
Maybe
he should
Gunn's
be on
just
the
taking
Justice
more time
League.
with it. Maybe in the post-credit scene of the Authority, it's the new Batman or the new Superman saying, "I'm here to talk to you about the Justice League Initiative."
Oh hell!
But also,
it's all breaking loose there. Ben Affleck doesn't want to be anywhere near that. Like, there's a whole other things are going on with DC, right?
I want to say one more thing, is that Warner Brothers. I only watched one trailer for this movie, but then I went back and watched the second trailer and the TV spots, like you said, and they really
They ruin the
they
movies,
really
don't they?
blew it, because they show you the entire movie, including how the good guy wins in the climax. And it's horrible marketing like that makes me lose hope.
Isn't
in
that
trailers.
the same thing that happened with
Every
Multiverse
Fast
of
and
Madness?
Furious- No.
That
I
they
don't-
showed Patrick Stewart. They showed like a bunch
They
of
did
things.
show Patrick Stewart, but it wasn't as terrible. Like the second trailer of Shazam 2, and then the TV spot
No,
with the cameo.
apparently even like John Krasinski was in one of the TV spots, and
Are
I'm
you
not
sure that
joking.
wasn't after the movie?
No, I'm sure.
That's wild.
I've heard that.
See, I don't get why.
It's because
I
they
don't
see
get
that
why they see that like.
they do that because they see the numbers. The numbers are not looking good, like from where they wanted it to look, and they give up and they go like, okay, let's. If we tell you this person is in this movie, maybe we'll go.
You should not look at the Fast and Furious trailers and see that as an example.
So to wrap up,
Don't
final
spoil
opinions.
movies.
Where do you want Shazam to go next, or its family, or his family, or are you okay with him taking a break for a while?
Well, look, Shazam himself says it best in this movie. If you've seen the Fast and Furious movies, it's all about family. No, but I do think they should stick around. I really like this cast, and I don't think that it would be smart to just wipe them out. At least bring back Zachary Levi's character in the next 4 or 5 years, and I think he would be a very valuable asset for the next couple chapters.
Yeah, I agree. If it was up to me, I would greenlight a Shazam 3. But they're so cheap anyway. I think they cost like $100 million to make, which is like half of the usual superhero flicks. So maybe this one will break even. Maybe it'll be a big hit in the ancillary.
I don't know.
Okay, basically in like planes, rent, streaming, all that
like the
shit.
VOD market.
Yeah, the VOD is like
Okay.
the first step of the ancillary market. But yeah, maybe it will blow up in there and it will be worth it for them. Maybe cut down the budget a little bit more to like 80 million or something like that. I would love to see it because I love this cast way too much to see them go to waste.
And also James Gunn did keep in the whole like Mr. Mind scene in this movie. Like he let that happen. So maybe he wants to see these characters come back. It just depends on the numbers now.
Yeah, and we can't forget that Zach Levi is like best friends with Peter Safran, which is the new co-CEO of DC.
Oh, okay. So no way he's letting Zachary Levi go. That man's set for life.
No, I think Shazam's staying. The only question now is if we get a Shazam 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Even if so, it's going to take longer because of Gunn's plan that he released a couple weeks ago or months.
Okay, so that's it. That was our review and our spoiler review for Shazam Fury of the Gods. If you liked what you saw, if you like our channel, You can subscribe to our channel, please. We put a lot of work into these videos. It would be fun if you stick around to watch it with us.
That's right. You can follow us on Film Fanatics Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And please hit that sub button, hit that like button, and leave a comment on what's your dream DC movie for Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters.
That's a good comment. Okay. Thank you guys for joining. See you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Film Fanatics. From the silver screen to your earphones with Alan Azulay and Gal Balaban.